You won't believe what I witnessed last fall in a tiny town just outside of Austin, Texas. His name was Frank, 68 years old, Vietnam vet, retired auto mechanic. He came into my office gripping his hat, eyes down. "Doc," he said, "I haven't felt like a man in years. Not since before my second bypass. I've tried it all, pills, patches, even those shots. I just don't feel like me anymore." I've been a practicing physician for over 30 years. My name is Dr. Mark Hyman, MD. I've helped thousands of men, just like Frank, rediscover the fire they thought was gone for good, and I'm not here to pitch you supplements, gadgets, or dangerous procedures. I'm here to show you something real, because that day, I told Frank something that changed everything. You don't need another prescription. You need a signal, the kind your body still remembers. And I handed him a simple recipe. Just one warm drink. Takes less than a minute to make. Ingredients from his kitchen. No tricks. No chemicals. No side effects. Within seconds of trying it, Frank felt something he hadn't felt in years. This isn't hype. It's biology. When the right ingredients hit the right pathways, your body knows what to do. I've seen this work in men from coast to coast, and I'm going to show you exactly what's in it, why it works so fast, and how you can start feeling the difference today. You might even feel it before this video ends, so grab a notepad, because this is the drink that's helping men across America feel like men again. Frank wasn't the only one. Over the years, I've seen this same transformation happen in veterans from Colorado, grandfathers in New Jersey, even jazz musicians in New Orleans who thought the music had faded from their lives. And in each of their stories, one thing was clear: the body wasn't broken. It was just undernourished, misdirected, and ignored by modern medicine. That's exactly why I've spent 3 decades challenging the mainstream. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, MD board certified family physician, author of 15 best-selling books, and founder of the Ultra Wellness Center. I've dedicated my life to functional medicine, understanding why things go wrong in the body, not just treating the symptoms. And what I've found is that when it comes to male vitality, most doctors are looking in the wrong place. We've been trained to reach for pills, for fast fixes, but aging isn't a disease. And losing your edge, it's not a life sentence. Men over 60 don't need more medication. They need restoration. They need circulation, nerve response, and most of all, natural testosterone support that doesn't crash their system. That's where this simple drink comes in, because unlike synthetic boosters or risky injections, this recipe works with your biology, not against it. Frank told me, "Doc, no one ever explained it to me like this. They just handed me pills and said good luck. But you deserve better. You deserve to understand what's happening inside your own body." And that starts with something that seems almost too simple to believe: a drink you can make in under 60 seconds. Frank was skeptical at first. Who wouldn't be? A 1-minute drink that could do more than a cabinet full of prescriptions. But the moment he took that first warm sip, his expression changed. "That's it?" he asked. "That's all it takes?" "Yes, that's all it takes." Because this isn't magic. It's science rooted in how your body was designed to work. The drink. It's a simple blend of ingredients you probably already have. 1 egg yolk, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 clove of fresh garlic, grated, 1-inch knob of fresh ginger, peeled and grated, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, 1 cup of warm milk, whole or unsweetened plant-based, juice from half a lemon, 1 teaspoon of raw honey. You stir it together gently, strain it into a clean mug, and drink it warm. I recommend in the morning, or about 30 minutes before intimacy. Each ingredient was chosen with purpose. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar. Turmeric and black pepper reduce inflammation and improve circulation. Ginger wakes up dormant nerves. Garlic clears the arteries. And that egg yolk, it's the ignition switch. More on that in a moment. See, the power of this drink isn't just in the ingredients. It's in the synergy. Each one unlocks the next. Each one helps your body remember what strength feels like. Frank called me a week later and said, "Mark, I feel like I woke up from a 10-year nap." That's what happens when your body finally gets the signal it's been waiting for. But none of it works without the key ingredient that starts the whole process. That key ingredient. It's not some exotic root from halfway around the world. It's something most Americans toss aside every morning without a second thought. The egg yolk. Yeah, the part they told you to avoid. The part they said would raise your cholesterol and hurt your heart. But let me tell you the truth. Inside that golden center lies one of the most powerful hormone-supporting cocktails nature ever made. It's loaded with choline, vitamin B12 omega-3s, vitamin D, and K2, all crucial for building testosterone, repairing nerve pathways, and supporting circulation. I had a patient in Chicago named Robert, early 70s, widowed, lonely. He had stopped cooking real meals years ago and relied on low-fat microwave dinners. His body was starving, not for calories, but for the raw materials needed to create male hormones. I told him to do just one thing: bring back the yolk. Within days of drinking the full recipe, Robert said he started sleeping deeper. By the end of the first week, he had morning energy again. And by week 2, he told me he felt more present, like his body was finally cooperating. You see, the yolk isn't just food, it's fuel. It emulsifies the fats and spices in the drink, so your gut can absorb them fully. Without it, you're sipping powerful ingredients that may never reach your bloodstream. Think of the egg yolk as the ignition key. Without it, the engine just sits there, quiet. But with it, everything roars back to life: hormones, nerves, blood flow, confidence. It's not about going back in time. It's about reclaiming what's already inside you. Of course, testosterone alone isn't enough. You can have the fuel, the spark, but if the pipes are clogged, nothing flows. That's where garlic and ginger come in. Let me tell you about Walter, a retired firefighter from Ohio. The man spent decades running into burning buildings, but now he was winded just climbing stairs. It's like everything slowed down. He told me, even down there, when we checked his numbers, his testosterone was low, but his circulation, that was the real issue. Garlic changed everything. When it's grated fresh and mixed into the warm drink, it releases allicin, a compound that relaxes blood vessels, clears arterial plaque, and improves blood flow throughout the body, including the smallest vessels that matter most for intimacy. Walter called me just 3 days later. "Doc, I didn't expect to feel anything, but I woke up this morning with that feeling I hadn't had in years." But garlic is only half the story. Ginger brings the nerves back online. It contains compounds like gingerol that stimulate the peripheral nervous system, reigniting sensation in areas that have gone quiet with age. For men who feel disconnected, mentally ready, but physically unresponsive, ginger closes the gap. I've had men tell me, I didn't even realize how numb I'd become. And when the blood is flowing and the nerves are awake, that's when the body remembers. That's when the confidence returns, not just in the bedroom, but in everyday life. Because when circulation improves, when sensitivity is restored, you don't just feel stronger, you feel alive again. Now let's talk about something most men overlook, even the ones who eat well and exercise: stability, endurance, staying power. See, it's one thing to get blood flowing and nerves firing, but without control, it's like trying to hold water in your hands. That's why I tell every patient, don't skip the cinnamon and black pepper. Let me share Jack's story, a 63-year-old former Marine from Arizona. He said, "Mark, things start off strong, but halfway through, I just lose the edge." That's exactly what unstable blood sugar and weak vascular tone can do. It's not about desire. It's not about trying harder. It's about the internal pressure system, and cinnamon holds the dial. Cinnamon increases insulin sensitivity, which helps stabilize blood sugar levels. That means less inflammation, more consistent energy, and most importantly, better nitric oxide production for sustained blood flow. But it also warms the body, especially in the lower region. That matters more than you think. A cold pelvis means sluggish circulation. Cinnamon brings the heat literally, and then there's black pepper. Just a pinch, but it holds the power to ignite everything else. It contains piperine, a compound that amplifies absorption of turmeric, ginger, and other nutrients by up to 2,000%. Jack started adding the full drink to his morning routine. 2 weeks in, he said, I don't just feel ready. I stay ready. He laughed, but it was a laugh filled with relief. Because when your body is absorbing everything efficiently and your internal systems are regulated, that's when your performance becomes reliable, not just a lucky day. Small ingredients, big transformation. That's the secret. Jack wasn't alone. Every week, I get emails from men all across the country, from truckers in Tennessee to grandpas in Seattle, all saying the same thing, "Doc, I thought I was too old, but this changed everything." And that's when I remind them, you were never broken. You were just underfed, underinformed, and misled by a system that tells you aging means decline. It doesn't. See, when you give your body the right signal, it doesn't just respond. It remembers. Strength, stamina, sensation. They're all still there, just waiting to be unlocked. This drink warm, simple, natural is more than a recipe. It's a daily reminder that you haven't run out of time. You've got fuel left in the tank, and now you've got the key to start the engine again. Egg yolk fires up your hormones. Garlic clears the pathways. Ginger reconnects the mind and body. Cinnamon holds the rhythm steady. Black pepper ties it all together. And you show up. I won't lie to you. This isn't a miracle fix. It's a commitment. But one sip at a time, one day at a time, you'll start to feel something shift. First a spark, then warmth. Then that quiet confidence you thought had slipped away for good. I've seen it happen too many times to call it coincidence. And now that you know, the choice is yours. Will you wait for another prescription? Or will you reclaim the strength that was always yours? Because you're not too late. You're right on time. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you not just for watching, but for believing that change is still possible. I know it's not always easy. Maybe you felt ignored by your doctor. Maybe you've been handed bottle after bottle with no real results. Maybe you've told yourself, this is just how aging works. But let me remind you, aging isn't the problem. Disconnection is. Disconnection from your body, from your energy, from the man you used to feel like. That's why this drink matters. Not because it's trendy, not because it promises overnight miracles, but because it reconnects you to your biology, your strength, your vitality. I've watched men step out of shame and back into life. I've seen marriages rekindled, morning walks turn into morning runs, and that spark behind the eyes return after years of fading. And it always starts with one small choice, one cup, one act of belief. So here's what I ask. Don't just listen. Try it. Make it part of your morning. Give it a week. Give your body a chance. You're not past your prime. You're just at a point where your body needs better fuel, better signals, and better care. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and I believe deeply that every man deserves to feel strong again. And if no one else has told you lately, you are not done. You are not invisible. You still matter, and I'm here for you every step of the way.